Evenus Sonic, or Shinic, as some call him, is a character created by Evenus in 2020. His only goal is to evolve and wreak havoc across the surrounding world. He is an unhinged primal being that once resembled a malnourished, incomplete Sonic, but eventually turned into a beast after gaining a newfound craving for flesh of any living creature, starting with small animals before moving to the humans and other Mobians.
Try to run.
Appearances. Evolution 1. Shinic is similar to Sonic, though he is pretty thin and is missing his ears and his torso details. His shoes also lack detail, his eyes are more black, and he has almost an exposed ribcage. Evolution 2. Shinic is slightly taller, having longer limbs and an elongated mouth, exposing the gums more. Evolution 3. Shinic becomes a disgusting giant, with the limbs elongating again and the mouth widening, now crawling on all fours. Evolution 4. Looks similar to Evolution 3, though Shinic is way larger, with each of his hands twice the size of Knuckles and his mouth is way wider. Brief glimpses of it throughout the Cry of the Forest and a dreadful vision. Evolution 5. First seen at the end of the Cry of the Forest and primary throughout Chaos, Shinic's fifth form has a similar appearance and build to his previous two forms, though he is now tall as mountains and skyscrapers. He also gains a second row of teeth. It also revealed that despite its immense size, he is also capable of moving at supersonic speeds, meaning that the destruction he caused by running around the planet would be world-ending. Evolution 6. Not much is known about this evolution, though it appears in a dreadful vision, showing Shinic being the size of Godzilla and having a very long tongue. It is also possible that this could be his super form, given the Chaos Emerald's importance was highlighted in the episode of the series, and that his quills are pointing upwards in the reflection cast into Knuckles' eyes. History: Sonic the Hedgehog animation. The video starts with Shinic in his first form sitting below a tree in Green Hill Zone, looking slightly malnourished. He eventually pulls out a Pocky from a lunchbox, spelled lunch box. After that, he sees a motorbug rolling with a flicky, which he kills the latter by punching them in the face, then destroying the motorbug, revealing a disabled Porky inside, which he eats. Shinic then takes a look at all the badness before destroying them and eating what's inside. Eventually, Shinic makes his way to Scrap Brain Zone, where he confronts Dr. Robotnik for turning his food into inedible pieces of metal junk, and tells him that there will be consequences before killing Robotnik. After killing Robotnik, he gives a death stare. House footage. The video starts off with the footage of Shinic in his second form, standing next to the heavily mutilated Dr. Robotnik. Eventually, an EAS alarm appears warning the viewer about Shinic, telling them how to survive. It then cuts to multiple security footages, some of them showing Shinic having broken into other people's houses. This could mean after Shinic ate Dr. Robotnik, he had grown a craving for human flesh, and broke into several houses to eat the people within them. After these incidents, the authorities eventually caught on and issue a warning to the people near the locations of these incidents. Two-tailed fox. The video starts with Tails sleeping in a cave before being woken up by the sound of someone's footsteps. After waking up, Tails catches a glimpse of Shinic in his third evolution, before he quickly disappears. After staring in fear for a few seconds, Shinic appears right behind him and stabs Tails in the back of his neck with his tongue. After a few seconds, the screen goes black and a warning shows up, saying that Shinic has taken 946 victims along with the search parties that were sent to find them. After the warning ends, the sound of glass being breaking can be heard, before a recording of low quality shows up, first showing Shinic inside someone's house, before the camera turns revealing a very contorted Tails. Once the recording ends, the video presents a couple of images taken by the search teams that were sent out to find Shinic's victims, including two pictures of Shinic attacking their photographer. The video then tells the viewer that there has also been a couple of sightings of a creature flying in the skies late at night, even though the government seems to ignore his existence. An image of Tails holding someone in the air is shown, which could also mean that Tails could be also responsible for some of the disappearances. Towards the end, red silhouettes of Shinic's evolutions begin to show up, accompanied by a high-pitched ringing sound. The ringing sound turns to static as Shinic's third form shows up, before a giant hand slowly fades in on the very right of the screen, which could be part of Shinic's fourth evolution. Cry of the Forest. The fourth video shows recovered footage from a cop sent out to investigate the mysterious disappearances. After wandering around in the forest for a while, the cop encounters Shinic in his fourth evolution. Somehow the cop manages to outrun Shinic, though stumbles across Tails looking very thin and starved. There are also 2 more pairs of eyes behind Tails, which could imply that after Tails was abducted by Shinic, multiple new Tails came into existence. The video then cuts to the cop running from something, with loud shrieking sounds being heard in the background, where he eventually discovers a statue that resembles a bull, with some writing on its chest. After inspecting it for a couple seconds, Shinic appears directly above the cop, though this time the cop couldn't outrun Shinic and he was killed, and says that his insides are completely gone, suggesting that Shinic could have eaten the cop's organs, leaving a husk behind. Towards the end, a forest at dusk can be seen. After a few seconds, a giant creature rising from the trees, presumably Shinic in his 5th form. It roars loudly. Shinic is hungry for blood. A dreadful vision. The video starts with Knuckles running in Green Hill Zone, though it's very empty. After running for a while, Knuckles stumbles upon the area where Shinic had killed the Flicky back in Sonic the Hedgehog animation, looking down at it in anger and fear. Knuckles continues to run, before encountering what appears to be Tails. After trying to question Tails on what is going on, Tails quickly reveals himself to be some of the clones of the new Tails, though they disappear once Knuckles blinks. Shinic appears right behind Knuckles and transforms into his 2nd evolution, before telling Knuckles,
Try to run.
Knuckles does so, and starts running from Shinic. Shinic starts to catch up, evolving to some of his new forms, and eventually catches up to Knuckles and captures him. Knuckles asks Shinic a bunch of questions as he struggles against 2 wooden posts that Shinic has him chained to, asking, "What are you? What did you do to Tails? And what is your motive?" Shinic taunts Knuckles for all of his questions before showing him everything, causing the video to cut out in a red static. Between the static, the bull statue, and some moments from the previous videos are shown, before it eventually cuts to white. The Super Emeralds eventually appear, and an unknown entity begins to talk to Knuckles, telling him to find them and destroy Shinic in order for it to not complete the ritual. When Knuckles asks what happens if it does, it shows. Towards the end, Knuckles can be seen staring at Shinic in the distance, having turned into his 6th evolution after gathering all 7 emeralds. Knuckles' expression goes from fear to anger, meaning that he's ready to find the emeralds and kill Shinic. Chaos. The video starts with a sign leading to Palm Tree Panic, which Knuckles passes by. He soon finds a broken pass sign before the tape abruptly cuts to black. A report from GUN then appears explaining that Shinic has become a global threat capable of mass destruction due to it retaining its supersonic speed and its immense size. It then shows footage of the beast and its cohorts in the form of the Tails clones conversing into Station Square before acquiring one of the Chaos Emeralds. Once Shinic obtains the emerald, he disappears in a flash of light, presumably Chaos Control. The report continues, stating that Knuckles has teamed up with GUN to prevent Shinic from acquiring the remaining Chaos Emeralds, while he goes back in time to gather the Super Emeralds. The tape ends with Knuckles using the pass sign he found to travel back to the time of the Super Emeralds, for without them, they have no other ways of taking down the global threat. And that is it, guys. That's the entire story of Shinic. I didn't cover the latest episode to come out because it's not really fully complete. It's mainly just a bit of a teaser. When the wiki gets updated, I will cover and go back to it. Maybe I'll make a remake to this video. Probably not, but who knows. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.